Just before we started, I was talking with Jessica about living, the first time I went to live in Vancouver, which is when I was 19, and that's kind of part of what this piece is about. When I was 19 years old, I first left home and I took off and started to hitch across Canada. And I don't know if I was sheltered or not, but it was a big adventure for me. I'd never been out in the world by myself, and here I was ending up in strange places. And I never knew how safe I was at night. I mean, and when I landed in Vancouver, I hardly had any money left. I had maybe 20 or 30 bucks, so I couldn't really afford to stay in the hostel there for longer than a night or two. So I ended up finding this lovely place in the woods above Spanish Banks Beach. It was really a gorgeous place, all these beautiful high trees and moss, and I took a piece of rope and I strung it between two trees there, and then I put a sheet of plastic across it, and that's where I lived for the most of the summer. And it was a nice, cozy place to sleep, but by the time I got there, I'd come by a much kind of harder route, and I'd been sleeping in alleys and under park benches and in men's hostels and all kinds of weird places. And when I went to sleep at night, often I didn't know what would happen to me during the night, and I would just feel quite anxious about that. And so what I would do before I went to sleep would be I would at least in my mind, I would take this cloak and bring it around myself, and inside it I felt safe, as if there was nothing that was going to touch me that night, and I was quite happy, and I would sleep. And I've sort of been doing that ever since, and it's always worked, at least as far as I know. I mean, there's no guarantees in life. We like to think that we can get happiness and prosperity and be assured of these things, but we don't really know what can happen to us. But I found that with this cloak idea, that it not only worked for me, it worked for people in my life too. Friends and lovers too, that I could take that and put that around them, and then they would feel safe too. And it would be a nice, quiet, intimate thing that we shared, and I could love them and they could love me. before winter, and then raking into the side of a mountain. And there, laden down from foraging all summer, the bear settles and stirs and then settles into the deepest of deep sleeps. A sleep so deep that as November rolls into December and the valley fills up with snow, it also fills up with dreaming. The bear dreams avalanche and winter storm, dreams snow night after night. Inside the mountain, the bear dreams the flight of the moon across the sky. Bear's dream holds all of us who ask to be safe through the depths of winter. We ask the bear to dream for all those we love. For you and for me. In these high valleys, these Rockies are still young, and older than my bones will ever be. When planes fly high above this place, then they're sunlit arrows made of light, and their contrails flutter in the bluest of blue skies, and in that sky is you, curled with your knees up,